President.
For what purpose does the senator rise?
My apologies to Mr. President and to members, but was somehow caught up in the confusion there about adjourning. May I have the floor for a point of personal privilege?
The senator has the floor.
Mr. President, members of the Senate, it was fascinating as I sat here and listened to other points of personal privilege, and I joined my colleagues in congratulating and saying I enjoyed hearing our governor last night. I was proud to hear him. I was proud to hear him stand up and state his priorities and priorities of many for this great nation. I've been also fascinated to hear some of the discussions over the course of the past couple of days. We noted earlier in the week, I think on Monday, the action at the other end of the Capitol last week in which a bipartisan, unanimous member of the more numerous, majority in the more numerous body rejected out of hand, across the aisle in completely bipartisan fashion, the notion that was advanced by Governor Kaine in his introduced budget that we're going to balance this budget on the backs of working Virginians from one corner of Virginia to the other. I also was fascinated to hear in here today that in light of that action down the hall, their budget is out of balance, but not ours, I heard, not ours. I surmised from that, and I've found fascinating, and frankly, I found refreshing. The fact that we are now hearing that the majority in this body has adhered to the Kaine proposal to increase taxes on the backs of working Virginians from one side of Virginia to the other. I assume that is why our budget is not out of balance, is because we intend to continue, or at least the majority intends to continue, in the effort to raise the income tax on working Virginians, whether they are in the employment of our state government or not. I respectfully join the majority of Virginians who feel that there are problems, that need to be addressed. There are problems that are weighty, that have been identified here in this chamber today, about some of the priorities that we have, about human services, about providing essential law enforcement protection, maintaining order, providing health care. Those are clearly priorities that we have to attend to. But as we sit here and make our judgments about what we're going to require our state government agencies to do, about what resources we're going to shift to developing new driver's ed agendas and other agendas for our state Department of Transportation or other agencies of state government to attend to, we have to remember that we're taking resources away from those essential human services. There are some who believe that there is no problem that cannot be solved by higher taxes. I do not count myself as a member of that group. I believe that Virginians in and out of state government, Virginians who are running businesses, Virginians who are working in businesses, are doing the best they can and are doing a darn good job of making tough decisions, whether it's in businesses, whether it's in homes, and whether it's in government, at the local level, state level, wherever. The burden is on us. Yeah, we've got some challenges this year. But I, for one, happen to agree with the governor that we're up to this challenge. We are up to the challenge of being able to figure out what our priorities are, addressing those essential human services and human needs, and doing it by prioritizing, by growing Virginia's economy, and not through raising taxes on working Virginians who are already having a hard time paying their rising utility bills because we're not tapping our natural resources here in the Commonwealth of Virginia to develop new energy sources, because we're not growing because Virginia's economy hadn't been growing. I believe that we can meet those challenges, and I would challenge my colleagues in here to rise to that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Is there any other business to come before the Senate? Senator from Prince William, Senator Colgan.
Mr. President, I move a